Hello again, everybody. Thanks for taking the time to visit with me today. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Stephen Hicks. I am the security practice manager over here at Endsight, and this is my video on AI, both what the bad guys are doing and what the good guys are doing, and also what we can do about it and our cybersecurity concerns around AI. So I know most of you are going to have come to this video from the AI webinar. So my what is AI will be very brief. AI is effectively a large language model at this point. They have a lot of words and they can kind of prescribe what the next word is going to be, and they can do data analysis like that. That's things like ChatGPT and Microsoft Copilot. AI doesn't actually have any thinking capacity. It's just effectively machine learning, and they train themselves on various large data sets. What are the bad guys doing with AI? So first of all, let's talk about the obvious things bad guys are doing that we can't really impact. There are things like hacking. You can set an AI on any type of exposed service or port on the internet and just say, test this repeatedly with various words and languages and combinations and use data from different places. And it does a much more intelligent search of ways to break into things. They can pull in flaws that it might be susceptible to. They can pull in word lists of common passwords. They can pull in word lists of breach passwords, like from the dark web. Not a heck of a lot we can do about that. There's nothing I can train users on to fix their firewalls. AI is also very good at repetition testing. If your password worked here, where else can I pull in your username from other places, other sources, and how can I test that repeatedly and various iterations of it? For example, and I'm sure Aaron will put this up here for me, super with an S and super with a 5 instead of an S, they're not the same word, but we can understand that they're the same word, right? AI is really good at doing minor transformations like that. They're also excellent at doing what we call a password spray attack, where I have a list of passwords and I just throw all the passwords at everything, and then I modify them slightly, throw all the passwords at everything, and then if I find any kind of pattern, the AI is going to be really good at figuring out where some users may have had their passwords compromised from or which work. Honestly, there's not a heck of a lot we can do about any of that. I can tell you, have good long passwords. I can tell you, don't repeat your passwords. And I can tell you, have multi-factor authentication everywhere. But we all know, we've been saying that. None of that stuff's new. AI doesn't change any of that. But there are some things we can actually affect, and that's where AI is used to trick humans. And again, for those of you that haven't seen any of our videos, cybersecurity is people, process, and technology in that order. This is the people portion. This is the portion where we say humans getting fooled, which for those of you, again, that haven't seen these, is the most common type of attack. It's much harder to break into a firewall than it is to fool somebody. So how can AI fool people more effectively? Let's start with better phishing emails. Back in the day, you could look for grammar errors, date errors, weird misspellings, the word kindly in general, just in any email. That's usually the sign of an attacker. And you could say, this sounds weird. It doesn't sound like normal fluent English, or there's too many typos in this email from a regular organization. This seems strange. AI is really good at writing emails in basically every language in the world. So all of the email attacks that we used to have that were related to phishing, and we could see them, we could see the different things. They're not really there anymore. AI is pretty good at writing virtually perfect emails to help you get tricked. How can we solve for this? Listen, we have technology, which is, again, the third pillar, not the most important one, but a very important one. And we can look for email coming from the wrong place, or we can look for email that doesn't meet all of our criteria. Or there's a people portion where we can say, listen, even if you get an email from someone you know that passes all of your checks, they may have been compromised, which means it would really come from them. And you need to use your own context to say, this looks weird. Why is Brian, who I deal with all the time, asking me to log in several times and sharing information for me? And of course, there's the process portion of it, where if anybody is asking you to do anything, like send an ACH payment to the wrong place, you have to have multiple people look at that. That's this total approach, right? All three can be useful in dealing with better phishing emails. For those of you that have seen deep fakes, the second thing is deep fakes, right? AI can approximate voice and it can approximate video. This is not a common attack in 2025. In fact, it's quite rare. But again, people and context. If you're on the phone with someone you believe you know and they're asking you to do something very, very strange, you need a different level of verification. And I would encourage you to look at our multi-channel verification video to talk about, hey, maybe I had to call you on the number I know you're in to make sure this is you. It's happened to me a couple of times where somebody has gotten instructions from me and they go, gosh, that sounds weird. Let me use a different method to make sure it's you. Totally fine with me on that one. Again, better viruses and ransomware is the third thing AI is really super good at. You can use AI to effectively write code. And since everybody can effectively write code now, it's very democratized. The amount of iterations of code we can go through skyrockets. So viruses get better, worms get better, ransomware gets better. All those types of things mean your security has to be pretty tight, right? You have to have good guy AI, which I'm going into in a minute, and you have to be able to say, I'm actually doing the things that protect against me in a modern world. If you're still rocking straight antivirus, I got to be the one to tell you that hasn't been effective for 5 years. So it's important to point out that all the things that AI assists the bad guys with are the same things we know about. They're just more effective now, as they always will be. Bad guys have $10.5 trillion we predict this year. They're going to keep evolving. And so AI just makes it easier and faster to evolve, which means all of your people, process, and technology portions must be really, really tightened down. AI is just going to make it easier to break in. So let's remember, the good guys have AI too. One of the best protections we have right now is called EDR. And we have a video in this webpage on EDR. It is antivirus with AI. We're no longer just looking for a file you downloaded. We're looking for, what are you doing? What is your behavior telling me? Why are you encrypting files? Why are you sending data out at 3 o'clock in the morning? It's one of the best things we have. Now, it is a technology portion, but it's an important required one, especially from an insurance or regulatory perspective. And I will always tell you, technology is your safety net. If technology stops something, the first two have failed. Good guy AI is also really good at email analysis. Just like it's good at creating bad emails, it's good at evaluating bad emails. And if you're a Microsoft client, especially if you're an Endsight client, you're probably going to have AI already looking at your emails. Microsoft 365 does a fantastic job at this. They have a very strong email protection. So does Mimecast. There's many other really good email protections in the market. If you're unclear about what your email protection is, maybe talk to your account manager or talk to us. We're pretty great at recommending good stuff to protect your email. Not only does it actually make you safer, but it makes you more productive too. Nobody likes spam. Spam is terrible. AI is also fantastic at content creation, right? I use it all the time to write documents and to write procedures. Usually it gives me a nice skeleton where I can say, okay, I need to edit this a little bit, but it takes care of the initial content creation for me. And my brain happens to like editing more than it likes writing. Fantastic stuff. So there are some great benefits to AI. And again, if you've come here from our webinar, you know there's also searching and efficiencies and some data analysis tools that are fantastic. And hopefully you'll spend some time with our awesome development manager, Michelle, to learn about that. I've also been asked, what do we do about cybersecurity concerns? What concerns do we have with our employees actually using AI that aren't hackers, they're just employee misuse? The first one has got to be submitting private information to public AI. If you're going to ChatGPT, putting in all your corporate paychecks and all the ACH accounts and saying, find a pattern here for me, you've just submitted those all to OpenAI. In the same way that I wouldn't want you to put private information in any public forum, we certainly don't want you to put it in AI where it's training. Now, again, if you've come here from our webinar, Microsoft Copilot is Microsoft's AI. It does a fantastic job of keeping your data in your tenant. That's the best part about it. You're paying for a private AI that does not train on your data, that keeps all your stuff private and doesn't go to the public internet. But If your employees have the ability to use ChatGPT, or they have the ability to use DeepSeek, or any of the new ones that come out, there should be a policy, which we can write for you, that says, hey, please do not put private information or confidential information into public AI. That's got to be my number one security concern. The second is searching. AI, especially in the Microsoft landscape, is fabulous at finding all the stuff you have access to and indicating it. And look, there's going to be somebody that watched this video that maybe isn't 100% sure that everything in their environment is locked down the way it should be. Maybe somebody accidentally has access to accounting. They just don't know it. Or they accidentally have access to HR or executive files. They just don't know it. The minute you put AI in there, it's going to find them and it's going to index those files. Makes it a lot easier to find stuff you didn't know you had. So before putting in AI, it's obviously a very good plan to do a permissions review. Make sure people actually have what they're supposed to have. Nobody has what they're not supposed to have. One of the ways we shortcut this is giving AI to executives. They don't have any security or privacy limitations. So we can just say, here you go. AI's got everything you need, and we don't have any concerns that you're going to find something you shouldn't find. It's after that proof of concept and we start bringing it down to line staff that do have security restrictions that we might want to do a permissions review. Third of all, and hopefully we're going to get this edited into this video, AI is fantastic at hallucinations. One of the funniest ones, and we all know all the funny AI hallucinations that are going out there is, hey, no, your computer is not powered by tiny bees. For a while, you could ask Google, are there bees in my computer? And they would say, yes, there's been bees in your computer for 2 decades. That's how the processors run. To be very clear, your computer is not powered by bees. Also, if you're aware of the other famous one, there are 3 R's in strawberry. You used to be able to ask AI and there were only 2. Please, it's not really a cybersecurity concern, but it's a data evaluation and solidity concern. Check your results from AI. As you would check your results from Google, critical thinking, of course, is something that everybody needs to have on the internet. There's a ton of fake information out there. AI just randomly generates it sometimes. Hallucinations are a concern, maybe not a security concern, but a data accuracy concern. And the last one is what I mentioned earlier. AI has a need to genuinely make security tighter everywhere. AI allows the bad guys to iterate more quickly, find more things, and expand and move a lot faster than they used to. So all of the little tiny security holes need to be patched. And again, that's all 3 parts, people, process, and technology, all need to work in unison to make sure we're not just putting a Band-Aid in and going, I bought the thing. The thing is good. I must use this thing now, and I'm fine. So, in summary, AI in itself isn't good and it isn't bad. It just exists. It's a tool for the good guys. It's a tool for the bad guys. It's fantastic at things humans are bad at: searching, pattern recognition, content creation. Again, can be used for good or evil. And although AI does have a significant technological component, the people and process portions of it are really important too. That's the way AI is going to really be negative for anybody. Humans getting tricked or putting out invalid results for something. Hopefully this video is useful. If there's anything else I can do, please reach out to me. I love talking about this stuff, especially new and emerging technology. It's one of the reasons I'm in security. Or your account manager at Endsight, or our fabulous development team. We have tons of resources to talk to you more about AI, both its fantastic uses and its security concerns. As always, until then, stay safe out there.